What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in the one and only Time City. And today's going to be a fun episode because we are going to be working on the clock tower, the weenie of the entire park. So I did a little bit off screen and actually imported an animated steampunkish kind of clock, and I do something a little bit risky here. We've had this structure standing here since the beginning of time, like forever, for a million episodes, however many episodes it's been, but I don't know exactly, but I do something a little risky, and I decided to delete most of it. I kept the top section and deleted most of it, and I decided to make the clock tower all one size and skinny, going based off of kind of more of an inspiration image that I found, and I think it's going to turn out a lot better keeping it just the same size and just adding some really insane amount of detail throughout the entire structure. So I think that actually turned out a lot better, and the colors that we kind of turned out were actually really cool. I added a lot more blacks in there because I think the black color, it actually works really well with the gold. The gold and black colors are kind of what we're looking for, and because that's the color of the clock, and it is an animated clock. It's not the perfect animated clock in the world, but you know, it does move, like the arms move, which is actually really excuse me, really cool. And that was kind of what I wanted, and hopefully it goes pretty well. So I deleted everything but one side. That way we can do all the details on one side and then just copy it to the all four sides. And I think that will actually work a lot better in the long run because it will just all fit together and it will be a lot quicker instead of, you know, having to do all four sides. We can just copy and paste each of the details to the sides that we want. And I think this is a lot cleaner, a lot better, and just overall, I thought it looked a lot better than what we had before, and it creates a little bit more ground space, which I'm going to actually use to make a little plaza at the bottom, and I'm gonna make it, at least attempt to make it, see how it turns out. We'll see in the end, to make it to where guests can actually go up to the top and get some good views from the top of the clock tower. I'm going to create a pathway that leads all the way up on the inside of the tower, and almost like it look like it's an elevator instead, but it's actually going to be a path. We're going to go with that route, and guests can be at the top of the tower. I might put a restaurant in there just to maybe attract some guests up here, and of course I'm going to put a lot of vista points at the very top as well, to also maybe attract some guests up there. I don't know if any guests will actually walk up there, but we can actually have guests at the top, and that's going to be the idea. So I do an insane amount of detailing within the section. I spent so much time just getting some cool details and just some stuff that you may not even like notice in there, and I thought it was a very nice touch. And you know, I was adding details to the details. You got these detail for the walls, and I added details on top of that at times, and you know, it just I think it's gonna be, I think it just adds a little bit, you know, it's just that little bit more that really makes it really shine. Like, I don't know, I like it a lot. And with these lights as well, I want to create some cool lights, and I might actually end up making a really neat show for the clock tower as well, you know, maybe at night or something, and create like this really cool sequence, you know, maybe add some fireworks in there, just some different things, and almost make it Disney World-esque and make like a really cool show maybe in the end. You know, I think that would actually be a really cool idea. I think Gunner was actually one that suggested that idea, and I thought it was a really good idea as well. So and it would actually be really neat. I think it's going to be a good idea, and it will work very well. So we have a lot to do, and I'm still getting a little bit nervous. We're getting towards the end of the year now. I mean, it's what, October already? Like, almost the end of October. We're almost into November already, guys. That's just crazy to think about. And we're already getting to the Christmas stuff fairly soon, like Christmas season. Like, it's just almost here upon us. I mean, let's get through Thanksgiving first, and Halloween, obviously, before we even think about that. But I'm going to have to do a lot of work in the off season. You're going to be seeing a lot of Time City in the off season. I think I've said that a lot in a lot of the episodes, but like just expect it, guys. Just expect it. You're probably going to see in a span of a month, 31 days, you might at least see 20 episodes of Time City within a month or so. Something like that. It's going to be that ridiculous because this is the project that's time-based and I want to get done on time. But that being said, not going to rush the park. We still have a lot to do. I just want to get a lot of episodes in and a lot of work done within the time that we do have. So, but I would love to hear you guys in the comments section below. What do you think of this clock tower so far? You think it turns out a lot better than the old one, where it's just blocky and, I know I didn't detail it yet, and that's the reason why I didn't detail it, because I was thinking about changing it for so long, and I decided to go ahead and change it, because I like this version of it a lot better anyways. And I know I did state at the beginning of Time City, if I don't want it, if I don't think it looks good, I'm going to get rid of it and delete it. So you're going to see a little bit of experimentation in this episode as well later on as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I don't know if I like it yet. You'll see later. We actually tried creating a little bit of a waterfall kind of. And I don't know if I like it yet, but we'll see. We'll see what it ends up becoming, and I might make some adjustments to make it look better in the end. But we'll see how all that turns out. But as of right now, you'll see it in just a little bit. So, yeah. So the main focus of this episode was working on the clock tower. But with that being said, we did go and work a little bit in the apocalypse section and get some stuff done in there as well. Not a whole lot, just a little teensy weeny bit. We did a little bit of custom supporting on the GCI, and also a little bit of work on the Just Ribbon restaurant we added in the last episode, adding a little bit of cool theming elements and details on there at the same time. So this is, I just can't stop looking at this clock tower. It looks so cool. Like, I think that I like the clock that I chose, and I don't know if there's a better animated version of that clock. It's actually a very common clock that I see online a lot, a steampunk kind of style anyways, and it just fits pretty darn well. I'm pretty excited, and I do change up the roofing a little bit as well. In fact, I make this tower even a little bit taller with the roofing that I chose, because, why not? I think, I was going based off of I had some reference photos of nice Victorian steampunk kind of style tower, and I wasn't going completely the same as it, but I was definitely taking a lot of beats from it to give you what we have today, and a little bit of detailing in every single aspect that you can think of was the idea of where we're going with. So this is the results, and I can't say how much I love it. It's just a lot. Like, this looks pretty good, and I'm feeling fairly confident that this clock tower will be the highlight of the park. Like, very, very much so. It's turning out really, really, really good. And again, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments of what you are thinking of this clock tower. It's going to have a really good, cool light package as well at night and stuff like that. And also, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on me doing a charity live stream as well. Been thinking about it for quite some time, probably like the last month or so. I've been looking more into it, and it's something I'm very excited about doing here in the very near future. So, again, just let me know what you think in the comments about being a part or watching a charity live stream. And if you want to be a part of that, I'll definitely have more information as time goes along, once we get closer to doing something like that, and I will definitely have it scheduled, like a scheduled date of when we're going to be doing that stream. So that way everyone knows when they pop in. It will be a very big stream, like probably like an 8-9 hour live stream or something like that. It's going to be like a pretty lengthy stream, like an all-day stream, and I'm very excited to do something like that. Like, I've been wanting to do a charity live stream for quite some time now, and I think it will be a very excellent thing to do on the channel, and just a fun way to support some good causes. So I haven't decided what the charity will be for, or what we're gonna select to do, but we'll figure that out later, because there's so many out there. So the idea with this area is, of course, just ribbon, and I wanted to create in this little spot, create, you know, a little area that makes you go, yeah, that's a little bit some, you know, just ribbon sign that's kind of like in the rubble. Another sign, and then of course you got to have a vehicle in the background that's just kind of sitting there out of proportion, just kind of, you know, not running very well, to say the least. You have a little tilted, and it's kind of, you know, in bad shape. You got to have a vehicle that's in bad shape, and this little area kind of works well. We get a little bit of fencing going on, and the end as well, and I want to add more buildings. That's something that we're kind of lacking in the sense in this section of the park. We need more buildings. I think it will complete the areas just a little bit more. The only thing is I'm trying to detail my buildings a lot, and it kind of takes a long time to get a final thing on there. So anyways, there's a little bit of a staff-only room right here, and I wanted to put in a staff building in its spot, but unfortunately it didn't work very well, and it didn't actually fit very well with the working with the paths very well, so I wasn't able to really get one in there properly the way I wanted to, and then unfortunately this kind of fell apart. But we will have the visual of you know, maybe a break room being there just by having that. So yeah, and we got more perimeter fences for the GCI, which is coming along quite nicely. And to my surprise, I was actually able to wrap these around the area where it's actually beyond the boundary, and I was actually very I thought it was very interesting that it allowed me to place these back here. I didn't think it was going to let me, but it let me just barely, and we got some perimeter fences around it. Thank goodness. I'm very, very happy that it allowed me to do that, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to have fences around it in that back spot. And I wanted to have, you know, the fences all the way around. If I would have realized the boundary was there earlier, when I was building the ride, I probably would have made it all inside, but I didn't know I was going to do custom supporting for it anyways, so that's kind of how that ended up. So but now that we're doing custom supporting, you know, it is kind of a sad face moment, because I can't put the wide supports back there. It will not allow me because of the boundaries that are actually there. So we also have a little bit of a monorail crossover on this pathway, and I wanted to do a little bit there. I don't really do much, and I add a little bit of the, you know, queue line pathway that will be going over as well. We are going to be building that building hopefully very shortly for the monorail station and the apocalypse section. So the GCI is looking really, really fantastic, and I cannot wait until, you know, that everything's just complete. When everything's complete, I will be able to rest and you know, and just enjoy the ride. You know, you guys will be able to as well. You know, I'm always going. So this is where the little bit of the experimental part possibly comes in. I think it's in this section. Yeah, with the we do a little bit of terraforming in this spot, and actually add some water. And I'm like, you know what would be cool? If we had like a waterfall from this cliff coming down to this little body of water. I decided to make the water dirty. I think it would actually use the dirty water for this, because, you know, we're in the apocalypse section. I don't think the water would be very clean. And also in the Jurassic section, I don't think it'd be very clean, because this is actually in between both. So it kind of works in both ways. So I try to use the waterfall tools that we have, but this cliff isn't like just straight down, so I had to kind of adjust it in a very interesting kind of way. And I'm not sure again if I like it yet or not. That remains to be seen. I'm very kind of like, it looks okay. It has potential of looking good, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, it has potential of looking good if I just can make it work, you know. And that's what I'm hoping that, you know, it will turn out, and I will actually find a way to make it look very believable and very decent. So the only thing is the flow of water, you know, you can just kind of tell that it just doesn't flow, which is kind of the interesting part. So I do a little bit of rock work to maybe try and filter in to make it look a little bit better, and at least that's what I'm hoping. I might maybe find some reference photos of some waterfalls. Maybe that'll be something I'll work on later on to make it look maybe just a little bit better later in the future. Maybe that's what I need to do, is just get some reference photos. That always works a lot. So, but that is about it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. And I will catch you guys in the very next episode of Time City or Livestream, whichever you see us in next. So that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, and goodbye.